is Valley News Live at 4.
Good Friday afternoon, everyone. We're following a developing story for you out of Bemidji. Police are looking for people involved in an armed robbery this morning. Police say around 7:15 they responded to the 1100 block of Park Avenue. A woman there told officers she was approached by 3 males and 1 female in her backyard. The female told police that one person had a pistol and another had a shotgun. She says the suspects took her purse, coat, wallet, and cell phone, all before taking off in a blue SUV. Police say there does not appear to be a threat to the public. They say they've spoken to one of the supposed suspects and continue to search for the others. Tonight in Breckenridge, police are asking for your help in finding the driver of this silver-colored station wagon or SUV. Police there say there's video evidence that backs up a report from a parent who says their child was followed to school last Thursday, April 8th. You're asked to call Breckenridge Police with any information. The calendar says spring, but the weather is more like winter in parts of New England today. Take a look at this. This video was taken this morning in Blandford, Massachusetts. You can see the snow piling up as snowplows work to clear it. A messy mix of snow and rain fell overnight, leaving area streets covered in a slushy mix. Much better weather closer to home. Nathan already has his tea time booked for tomorrow. He tells us what we're in for. Nathan?
That's right. I got mine booked, so now everybody can go and get their tea times for tomorrow. But today, not quite what we're looking for in regard to Gulf weather. A little bit on the cool side, especially in the northern valley with some clouds and even some rain showers around as we speak. You can see some of those greens there in our North Dakota neighborhoods, which is just what I expected, that our North Dakota neighborhoods would have that best chance of seeing that rainfall. But wherever you see this green doesn't necessarily mean there is actively rain falling. I'm checking surface observations right now and only seeing a few spots that actually are observing rainfall at this time. And one of those, of course, would be right near the Cooperstown area, just outside Cooperstown, where you do see some of that yellow there, seeing some rainfall observed there. But that's about it. So just seeing a lot of green. So maybe you could say all bark and no bite with this radar, but still, for this evening, we could see some rain showers in our North Dakota neighborhoods. But look at these temperatures, 54 in Detroit Lakes, 53 in Fargo. So, you know, maybe across Wadena, Alexandria, maybe could be out on the golf course for this afternoon. But of course, I will talk about that full weekend forecast with some big changes on the way for Sunday, Stacy, in a couple minutes.
All right. Thanks so much, Nathan. Cars of all years and models are taking over in West Fargo this weekend, and it's all a part of the Valley Vintage Car Show. Our very own Hutch Johnson is out there. Here's a throwback of him in his '69 Chevelle back in high school. Hutch, what are you up to?
I'm having fun. I'm like a kid in a candy store right now, and today a lot of the folks who have entries into the car show and area vendors are loading into the West Fargo Memorial Auditorium here as we're getting ready for the big show. It kicks off tomorrow. Make sure that you get out and come say hi. I'll be here for most of it. I can't wait to show off my new car. If you followed me on Facebook over the last year, you've seen me wrenching on my car with my kids, and boy, just trying to make decisions on putting together the car. It's been a real treat. You saw the picture there, and really the mastermind behind everything, Corey from Corey's Customs, helped me put this together, and there is a cover on it right now because it's going to be unveiled as we start the show on Saturday. So again, come on out to the Valley Vintage Car Show. It's Saturday, it's Sunday, beginning at 9 in the morning, last day all the way till 8 on Saturday. We'll be here to say hi. Come say hi. We'll shoot the shop a little bit. And Corey, I got to tell you, do you have any interesting words about all the hours that you spent on my car? Did it bite? A lot of work?
It's bit me quite a few times, just like it bit you.
Yeah. Wrenching, it does leave with a little blood, sweat, and tears in the car, but that's what makes it all worth it. And I am super excited about how it turned out. So I hope you can come out and join us. Stacy, for now, there's even smaller size toys out here to look at and play with. So bring the kids out. It's a great show for everybody. Again, we'll see you this weekend in West Fargo at the Valley Vintage Car Show.
We are excited for the big reveal, Hutch. Ready to take that tarp off. Thanks so much. Again, that event goes from 9 to 8 Saturday, 9 to 5 Sunday. Adults are $8, college and high school students $4. Kids under 13 are free. Face masks are recommended and will be provided at the show. Authorities in Indiana are trying to figure out what led a gunman, now identified as a young male in his 20s, to shoot and kill 8 people at a FedEx facility in Indianapolis before taking his own life. 5 people who were injured were transported to hospitals, 1 in critical condition. Nikki Batiste reports from Indianapolis.
They have an active shooter currently at FedEx.
The shooting at this FedEx warehouse near the Indianapolis airport unfolded shortly after the gunman arrived armed with a rifle.
There was no confrontation with anyone that was there. There was no disturbance. There was no argument. He just appeared to randomly start shooting, and that began in the parking lot, and then he did go into the building, into the facility for a brief period of time.
Police say when they arrived, they found the shooter had taken his own life after a rampage that took just a few minutes.
They found several victims injured and several victims deceased, as well as the suspect.
Jeremiah Miller was outside the facility about to start his second shift when he heard the gunfire.
My initial thought was, don't die and escape. But then when I started seeing everybody roll up from midnight shift, I felt the need to help people.
The shooting is just the latest in a string of mass shootings, the third in Indianapolis this year alone. This man arrived at a nearby staging area to find out his loved one was safe.
I came here and they were able to give me that he was in the other building when it happened. I'm so thankful.
But others expressed frustration at company policies that kept them in limbo.
They need a different type of policy where you can contact your employee or allow them to have their cell phones.
Federal investigators are now assisting local police as they try to figure out a motive. Nikki Batiste, CBS News, Indianapolis.
Governor Doug Burgum has directed all government agencies to fly the U.S. and North Dakota flags at half-staff until sunset Tuesday, April 20th. He encourages North Dakotans to do the same at their homes and businesses in honor of the victims of this shooting. New for you now at 4, the Cass County Sheriff's Office is adding a less lethal use of force option for its deputies. It's called the BOLA wrap. It's an 8-foot tether that entangles someone by using little force, as you can see in this video. The Sheriff's Department purchased 3 of the wrap systems and are now working on training and setting guidelines before starting to use the devices in the coming weeks. As people across the country absorb another mass shooting event, today happens to be the anniversary of another mass killing. It was 14 years ago today when the sounds of gunshots interrupted the morning at Virginia Tech University. That shooting took the lives of 32 people. The nation's attention is on Minnesota, where it's been a week of pain and outrage. The fate of the police officer charged in the death of George Floyd will soon be in the hands of the jury, but another police shooting has added to the tension, as Skylar Henry reports from Minneapolis.
I'm mad as hell again. And again.
Families of shooting victims came together in sadness and rage in Minneapolis, where the mother of Dante Wright demanded tougher charges against the former police officer accused of killing her son.
Second-degree manslaughter is not okay. I'm not okay with that. That's not right. She murdered my son.
Kim Potter is accused of shooting the 20-year-old during a traffic stop in Brooklyn Center. The police chief, who has since resigned, said the longtime officer confused her taser with her handgun.
The court will look at, what's your history.
Defense attorney Bradford Colbert is not involved in the case, but believes a more severe charge against Potter could come at any time.
Is that something that can kind of fluctuate as we move ahead in the weeks, months moving forward?
Absolutely. The state can always amend the complaint. I mean, you probably can't do it on the day of trial, but you certainly before then they can amend the complaint to add a more serious charge.
As the memorial grows here at the intersection where Dante Wright was killed, so have the days of protests here in Brooklyn Center calling for justice for the 20-year-old. It's also not far from where a jury will soon decide the fate of another former police officer accused of killing George Floyd. A verdict in Derrick Chauvin's murder trial could come as soon as next week. Both sides rested on Thursday after the former officer chose not to take the stand in his own defense.
I will invoke my Fifth Amendment privilege today.
Closing arguments begin on Monday, and the city is ready with one of the biggest security operations in Minnesota's history, including thousands of officers and National Guard troops already on patrol. Businesses have been boarding up for days, hoping for calm but preparing for the worst. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Minneapolis.
Dante Wright's funeral is scheduled for next Thursday in a Minneapolis church. Federal prosecutors have scored their first guilty plea in the Capitol riot cases. John Schaefer of Indiana, the man on the right wearing the blue, is pleading guilty to unlawfully entering Congress and obstructing an official proceeding. Schaefer is accused of being a longtime member of the Oath Keepers. He turned himself into the FBI on January 17th. It is rare, but thousands of Americans who were vaccinated against COVID-19 have still ended up getting infected. The CDC says there have been roughly 5,800 reports of so-called breakthrough cases out of the more than 76 million Americans who were fully vaccinated against COVID-19. In Minnesota, the Department of Health has tracked 561 breakthrough cases so far.
Of those, 66 have been hospitalized, 9 have been admitted to the ICU, and there were 6 deaths.
Erzman says these breakthrough cases are concerning, but it's important to consider the context of 561 cases compared to the nearly 1.5 million Minnesotans who are now fully vaccinated. Tonight on Valley News Live at 6, a story you won't want to miss. A wheelchair-bound 6th grader at Detroit Lakes Middle School is typically content watching the pickup football games every day at recess. But yesterday, when he asked to get in the game, his fellow students couldn't have been more excited. We'll have this heartwarming story tonight only on Valley News Live at 6. The pandemic has seriously impacted learning across the nation this year, and to make up for lost time in the classroom, Fargo Public Schools will offer more summer school options for students. The district says they've seen enrollment numbers double compared to last summer. It's essentially an extra semester available to all students at no extra cost. The district is even offering pickup services to help parents get the kids to and from school. For middle and high school, Friday classes will be online.
They could pick one semester virtual where the student could access it from multiple states, even countries away, and then be back the following month and come on campus because they want to have that grounding with face-to-face with peers and a teacher.
We have the full list of options and instructions on how to sign up on our website and the VNL News app. Foreigner will be performing on September 9th. That show starts at 8 p.m. Tickets go on sale at 10 in the morning next Friday, April 23rd. Prices start at $40. And the Bison are back this weekend. Tomorrow is the big game between NDSU and SDSU to see who will take home the Dakota marker. You can watch all the action on KVLY. Kickoff is at 2:30 with the Farmers Union Insurance Bison pregame show at 1:30. If you get a text about a COVID vaccine, odds are you shouldn't open it. We'll explain the latest scam and why the FBI is investigating. Valley News Live at 4.
And for your Friday evening plans, I expect things in Fargo to stay pretty quiet with some clouds around, north winds around 10 miles per hour, cooling by midnight to about 38 degrees. Then in Grand Forks, expecting the same kind of story with those clouds around and light northerly winds, cooling down to those lower 30s by midnight. I'll break down your full weekend forecast next.